the better your end score might be. So that was sort of our plan as we got over that little hiccup at the start. So yeah.
Personally, that's a pretty big effort from you, considering the 24 hours we've just had with Ruchin going down. Were you expecting to play tonight? Well batted. Can you talk us through how you're feeling after what must be a pretty bittersweet result?
Bittersweet is a perfect way to describe it. I think it's definitely a bit of a double-edged sword. I'm obviously personally pretty happy with how I went, but probably trumped by the fact that we lost that game. But in saying that, we've got another opportunity on Friday, so hopefully we can bounce back and make the most of Friday.
Coming off with 100 next to your name, did you feel like you had enough runs?
It's hard to say because we felt like it was doing quite a lot to start with, and we were put under some pressure, and with the early wickets we lost, it was really hard to figure out what was a pass score, I suppose, from there. So that's the old story with cricket. The deeper you can take it, the better your end score might be. So that was sort of our plan as we got over that little hiccup at the start. So yeah.
Personally, that's a pretty big effort from you, considering the 24 hours we've just had with Ruchin going down. Were you expecting to play tonight?
No, I wasn't expecting to play. And firstly, I'm really disappointed, upset for Ruchin. He's one of my close mates. And it's horrible to see him injure himself and miss out on playing for a team that he loves. And I love playing cricket with him. I'm gutted to have missed him. But in saying that, it's given me an opportunity. So that's, again, in itself a weird feeling because... I wouldn't be playing tonight if that didn't happen. So I'm grateful, always grateful for any opportunity I can to put on the black jersey, that's for sure. But really disappointed and gutted that my mate's gone home. So it's a little bit of a funny one.
Given the context of cricket now and T20 in particular, innings like that could change your life pretty significantly. Is that almost at the back of your mind, or is it too soon to think about anything along those lines?
No. I think that's always going to get you unravelled when you are thinking ahead and not thinking about trying to win a game and trying to put your team in the best position that you possibly can, and that's the brand of cricket we play here. And to me, it's the best brand, doing what you can for the team in that moment. And so, what comes of this. But I'm just pretty happy to try and perform for my team, albeit in a losing cause today.
Tim, it was 6 for 3 before you barely faced a ball, and then I think there's a period after you got your 50 where I think you went 20 balls with one boundary. Just I guess that start and then that mid-innings sort of period, how important was it, I guess, to be able to be patient and come through those periods and then obviously finish strong?
Yeah, 100%. I think cricket ebbs and flows, and I know that's cliche, but you've sort of got to keep telling yourself that when you're out there, because some days you get an over that goes for 15 and you're flying, and then the next over goes for 3 or 4, and so it's just one of those things where you've got to keep telling yourself that it's going to be okay, it's all good. So that's what I was telling myself out there was try and get through it and grit your teeth and go through the hard parts, and it'll there's light at the end of the tunnel, I suppose, in little mini sections. So yeah.
It looked like you might run out of time there at the end. Third to last ball, Michael did go back for the third, sort of got you back on strike. I mean, what was he sort of saying to you? What was the call sort of? Was he sort of very much sort of sacrificing himself for you, or?
I think it was a little bit twofold there, because there was obviously quite a heavy wind towards that leg side, and it was my matchup, I suppose. And what we talk about as a team is making the most of your matchups. So, I'll certainly be buying him a beer later, but that's not to say that wasn't for the team as well. So, but he is the kind of guy that would do something like that as well. He's a fantastic guy.
And when you got on strike, then you did 4, I think it was, to reach 100. Was it always clear you were over the scale, or did you see something? What was?
I think I had to. I think my decision was made for me, given the fact that Dwarshuis nailed his last 2 wide Yorkers, and I had to get it to the fence, and I think that was my number one option at the time, and sort of tried to back it and went to it, and luckily it came off. Those shots are always sort of 50-50, I suppose.
So when you're there at the wicket and you're 6 for 3, it's almost like traditionally, even sometimes in a T20 it can be a rebuilding exercise, but obviously with the way Australia scored, there wasn't any time really to just sort of knock it around for a couple of overs, was there? I mean, you got to the power play, I think, at 49 for 3. Was that your and Daryl's intention to sort of counter-attack as much as you could, or is that just how you have to play T20s?
That's a really good question. I think so. Daryl came out and was very clear on the fact that he wanted to still be positive in the power play and make the most of it, and we were sort of thinking we would try and react to what we'd been given and try and hit the boundary balls for 4 or 6 or make the most of them. He was instrumental in giving us an extra kickstart over those I suppose over those early wickets. My philosophy on T20 cricket is taking the right risk at the right time, and so I thought the deeper that we could have taken it, the I suppose better chance we had of making a good decent score. So yeah, I think those moments you look back on them and can be pivotal. You know, one falls slightly to the right or left of a fielder, and you've got a little bit of momentum back. And Darryl was instrumental in sort of grabbing that momentum, and we kind of rolled with it through the middle stages.
What did you find was the best part of your batting? What were you most satisfied with? How you batted?
I think the way the timing of the innings. I think because previously, I suppose a less mature Tim would have just gone out and tried to whack everything. But I suppose I think there's still an element of trying to play the game situation in T20 cricket, and whether that is you're feeling good and that's trying to hit every ball for 6, or whether it's not and we're 3 down and trying to grab a little momentum back. It's how do you do that, and how do you do that with less risk, and so that's sort of what I try and do with the T20 batting now, I suppose.
Were you a little disappointed to only get 2 bats in that tri-series in Zimbabwe, obviously after you sort of had a major hand in that win to start off the series? Do you obviously like to bat more over there too?
Definitely, I would always like to bat more, always like to have opportunities in the black jersey, but the team we have at the moment, some of the batters and some of the talent there, it's a very, very difficult team to break into, and those guys are fantastic players, and they've done really, really well for New Zealand, and every time I put on the jersey, I'm trying to do the best part. You know, I'm trying to, I'm trying to make the most of every opportunity I can, and so that's sort of, every time I get a go, I want to make the most of it and grab it by the teeth. You know, so
just pushing it along a little bit. How much? Obviously, there's a big sort of diet of white ball cricket over the next 3 months or so before this T20 squad goes away to a World Cup. How much do you feel that you're sort of in a trial window as such with so many other players pushing for a place now for that squad? Yeah,
absolutely trial window, and that's why I want to make the most of everything that comes my way. I love it. Competition for spots is fantastic. It breeds hunger and it's sort of uplifting for everybody. Yeah, so I think it's fantastic that we've got such good competition for spots, and making Rob's job really hard, and sort of that's my goal is make him make hard decisions.
We saw you and Bevan have a very good partnership in that tri-series opener, and you've done the same thing out here. Can you just talk about your relationship with him and the way you both seem to want to attack at the same time?
Yeah, I think he's obviously a big, strong, powerful dude and can whack at a mile. So it's sort of trying to unleash that at the right time, whether that's early on or whether that's later down in the innings. So we're sort of just trying to feed off each other and making sure each other are taking the right options and still running hard in between those boundary balls. So, but he's a great guy to bat with, and he certainly makes you feel quite relaxed at the crease when there's a guy like that who can just clear the ropes with ease.
Tell us you had family here today. Can you tell us who was here and how they would have enjoyed that, you think?
Yeah. My old boy had to. We were docking over the weekend, and he said, "If you're playing, then I'll drive up from the farm, which is about 5 hours from here." So I called him yesterday saying I'm in the team. So, and he jumped in the car this morning, and I think he shifted some sheep this morning, and then jumped in the car, and now I think he's driving back down as we speak. So.
What was that moment like when you made you got to the milestone, you realised you scored 100 against Australia for the Black Caps?
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. I'm not going to lie, it's a fantastic feeling. Obviously, you'd be a little bit weird if you didn't feel amazing after that. But again, I'm hungry for more. You know, I want I want to keep doing the jersey proud and keep doing the boys that I'm playing with proud, and my family, and just try and contribute to more wins for New Zealand, hopefully.
So, did you like batting at 3, or would you prefer to be at the top?
I like anywhere, to be honest, as long as I'm playing. I like playing. I think I'd love to be a versatile batter that can come in at 1 or 7 or whatever, and sometimes that's seen as an average, as not really the done thing. But I'm trying to be as versatile as possible.
What's your dad's name, Tim, and where's the farm?
His name's David Robinson, and he's down the Rangitikei region, which is central of the North Island. Yeah.
Pretty busy time of the year for him.
Yeah. Always busy. Yeah, we were down, had all hands on deck last weekend for docking, and we smashed through them. So
Yourself as well?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So we got off the plane from England on Friday and straight into it on Saturday and Sunday. It was good, but I was on the horse, so I didn't even have to walk. I was happy.
Good stuff.
That's this weekend just gone, or the
Yeah, the last weekend. So what are we now? We're Wednesday.
4 days ago.
No, the weekend before that. Yeah.
Cool. Alright, cheers, Robert.